It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go!
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
We'll go here, then we'll move to the middle. Go ahead.
Jimmy. Hi. Mike Harris, AP. Jeff Burton was sitting up here talking. Somebody asked him after a week to kind of digest what happened at Indy with the tire problems and so forth. What's your take on that? How, looking back on it now, what could have been done different? What do you think of the situation?
I think at the end of the day, we need to find out why the tire rubber would not lay into the track, why it turned into a powder. It appears that at the test session, didn't have that problem, had a lot longer runs on that tire. We also saw this problem at Dover, where it just turned into a powder and didn't actually lay into the track. So I think when we get to the root of that problem, we'll be in good shape. And I don't know what that is, but truthfully, Indy always wears tires out. And no one knew we had a problem until, I'd say, the end of the first practice, when we really tried to make some long runs and the track wasn't taking rubber, into the start of the second practice. And by then, it's too late. I mean, all the indications up before that were the same as it's always been. We were on course for what we normally see, except for the fact the tire turned into a powder and a dust and didn't lay into the track. And with the circumstances we had, I really think NASCAR called a great race. I mean, from my standpoint, I'd come out in 5th or 6th every time at best, have to pass those guys and get to the lead. So, and I didn't feel like I was handed a race by any means. Felt like I really had to go out there and race for it. And at the end, with the 11 and the 99, we put it all out there and raced hard for it. I hope, just like everyone, this never happens again. But I think at the end of the day, we have to understand why the tire turned into a powder and why it didn't lay down into the track.
Question here. Go ahead.
Jimmy, Pat Principe from WGAL-TV. I mean, obviously, you guys race to win every race. 6 races left out of the chase, and the bonus points obviously a factor. Is there more of a premium on winning in these next 6 races?
There is. We're looking better in the points to where I would say maybe in a race or two we could think about gambling. But right now, first goal, we got to make the chase. The bonus points are very important, but I still know in the back of my mind and my team's sense of urgency, we still know that the chase is a totally different world. The pressure that comes with it, the tracks we run on, there are a lot of high-risk tracks that we compete on that you can lose 60, 70 points easily in a mediocre day, not even having a bad day. You go to Talladega and get caught up in a wreck and you're 40th. There's a lot that can happen, I guess, at the end of the day is what I'm looking at. But I would love to get a few more bonus points, a few more wins. The wins are always great. They do a lot for the team, mentally, for myself. Also, it helps. There's like a ripple-down effect through the garage area and the guys that we're competing against. So I would love for all that to happen, but if it doesn't, when those final 10 start, it's a different world, and I'm ready for that world.
Question right here. Go ahead.
Reagan Swan, NASCAR.com. Jimmy, in your opinion, what would be your solution to the various tire issues happening? Would it be more technology testing, more testing away from the track, changing the car? What would your solution be?
Everybody has an opinion, and I think that hurts NASCAR and it hurts Goodyear from time to time. They're trying to listen to all the inputs and every opinion that comes in. At the end of the day, they have to make the decisions. A lot has changed. In some ways, I think a stable environment will allow the tire company, will allow Goodyear to catch up and do what they need to. You can never underestimate how much testing helps. More test sessions would help Goodyear get a better idea of the tire. More cars on track. All of that stuff just makes everyone smarter. We've got a different world today with this car, and it's the first time we've run this car on these big tracks. It's 40 to 50% less downforce, 5 inches. The center of gravity is 5 inches higher. You have a lot of things that are promoting abuse to the tire, and it's just going to take us a while to sort it out. And I think the more testing that Goodyear does, it's just going to improve that. And my opinion, we need a softer left side tire to take away these 2 tire stops in the way we'll run 2 or 3 segments on lefts and just change rights. I think if the lefts are working harder, it's going to help save the rights a little bit more. Yeah, it's going to bring the pace of the race up, And then, do you run into a new problem now that you're going faster and beating up the rights? There's a lot of questions to be answered, but I personally think having tires wear out is a good thing, and we need to be wearing 4 out, not just the right sides.
Question in the back, then we'll go right here. Go ahead.
Brett McMillan from PRN, back here, Jimmy. You added a couple of races to your schedule this week. What's your thought process in doing that? And is Randy Moss prying? I've seen you like Super Bowl tickets or something to go with that.
Truthfully, I set goals for myself at the start of the season that I wanted to win on a road course and win at Bristol. And I'm running out of opportunities for both. And the truck race will help me get more seat time. Chad will be there and have more time working on a car, or a truck, I should say, and being involved in that whole experience. So hopefully we get enough seat time there to carry over to the Cup car and can win. And then the road course race is the same thing. I thought about running the Grand Am race, which I absolutely love the Grand Am series and those vehicles, but I don't think it's going to help me be better in the Cup car that weekend. The Nationwide car is the closest thing to what we do, and that's why I'm going to run the Nationwide race.
Take a couple more here. We'll go right here with this gentleman, and then Kenny, and try to get to Jamie.
Hey, Jimmy, right here. Josh Reed, ABC 27 in Harrisburg. A question for you about Sean Curlin. What's his duty on the crew, and what does he mean to your success?
He's a light mechanic and takes care of all the tires for the team, and really looks after my interest, all the driver safety stuff, from my fire suits, as simple as my fire suits and gloves, to the seats, the liners, the cooling systems that we use. I mean, he's a big part of all of that, and he's been in racing his whole life, and really loves motorsports and does a great job. I mean, his attention to detail is important to me, and goes really far in my eyes with all the stuff I'm using and counting on, really.
Go ahead.
Jimmy, Kenny Bruce, NASCAR scene. The fact that you've won back-to-back championships, does that say something in particular about your team's ability to excel in the chase format?
Sounded like some disco music for a second there. I think that experience helps everywhere. When I first came in to the sport, I think I said something along the lines of I would trade 5 years of, trade 5 years of experience in for anything. I can't remember exactly what I said now. I'm trying to bring it up, but the experience of being in the chase in 06 helped me so much in 07. And when I look at drivers and who I would favor for the championship, in my head I start with who has the most championships. He's going to be the most comfortable and at peace when that whole thing starts and the pressure kicks up. So I'd put Gordon, and then you get to Tony and I, and you have Matt. You get to other guys that have won championships. I have to put them first. That experience means so much, especially the experience in the chase and winning the championship in the chase. It's just a different world. I keep saying it. It really is complicated. A lot to worry about and a lot going on.
Final question over here. Go ahead.
Jamie Little, ESPN. I just want to follow up with your nationwide run for next weekend at the Glen. Do you know, are you going to have the same over-the-wall guys from Cup, and will you be number 48, and will Chad be with you? Christine Curley?
I will.
He will be 48.
I just show up. We'll be the 48. Guys are going to, there we go. So, yeah, the 48. I know on the truck series the guys are going to come up and crew the car. I can't remember if they're running, if Junior Motorsports is running 3 cars or not. If they're not running 3 cars and it's just 2, I'm sure I would have whatever crew that would go with that. But now I think about it, isn't Junior running? So you have Junior, the 5, and then us. So it will be our Cup guys then.
Jimmy, thank you so much.
You got it.
Good luck this weekend. Appreciate your time and your good work with your foundation.